side. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
And quickly, they get to the line.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They go again with Rawls. Call it a gain of a couple there, as it'll leave them with a second and just 3.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
From the gun on third down, Wilson being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a first down.
On third down, the defense decided to blitz. A very good job of recognizing it, stepping away from the pressure, and finding open space to scramble and pick.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Thomas Rawls from 17 yards out. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
I can't help it, partner. I love backs who have a lot of burst.
Yeah, they ran the toss play. By the way, sometimes you'll hear toss and pitch used interchangeably, but that was the toss.
Well, for me, a toss, quarterback takes the snap, turns around, tosses it to
like
the tailback.
Like an egg underhand.
Yeah, like an egg underhand, really with 2 hands. And a pitch, usually like you're running an option-type play, and you pitch it out there to the trailing back.
Goes end over end like a field goal.
Yeah, where you turn it over, make sure that thumb turns down and the ball flips end over end slowly and delicately to your running back.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Brown, the lone receiver, left. Now a play fake here on first down. Finding time. He's going to float this over the middle deep. He's got it at the 15. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Darius Hayward-Bay, 75 yards. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had to read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And they're going to speed things up here. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it's a second down. Four yards remaining now on second down. Now Wilson on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Thomas Rawls there. And it'll be third down.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Here's Wilson to throw. And he finds Jimmy Graham. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark, because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late, tough. Now
they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And in this situation with a lead, 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to...
Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. On 3rd down, Wilson. Under pressure, he's going to go down. Look at this, way back around the 43. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. But they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Antonio Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. So a big play now as the Steelers will go for 2. And the Steelers are within a 2-point conversion of tying this game. Roethlisberger looking to throw. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. Lockett the return. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Tie game late, and the offense really has to be conscious of the clock here as it's becoming a factor late in this ball game. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. He's got Curse. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. On 1st down, Wilson. They set up the screen to Rawls. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Here's Wilson to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Shamarko Thomas. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're on the outskirts of field goal range here in a tie game with a little time. So how do you handle this? What do you do here, Charles?
Everybody wants to pick up as much yardage as possible. But the weird part is for field goal kickers, being in really close sometimes puts more pressure on them because it's much more of a position kick as opposed to just going ahead and letting it out and letting it thump. A lot of guys like a little bit of distance because you know they can handle it, and it's a more natural swing of the leg.
So maybe getting inside the 20, not that big of a deal.
Not that huge of a deal. Sometimes that messes you up with the angles depending on which hash mark you're kicking from.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Completes it to Hayward Bay. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. Roethlisberger to throw. He's going to air one out. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
Here's Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And did it get there? Yes. Boy, he didn't get much of that at all. He tucked it just between the crossbar and the left upright. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And nowhere to go. He'll make it back only to the 5-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
See if they can do it. Might be easier said than done.
From that spot on the field, the tendency is to play it safe, run the football, make sure you don't have any errors. But sometimes you want to break tendency, and you take a big shot downfield, hoping to catch the defenders a little bit unaware. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get it completed on that play.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. I'll tell you what, partner, you learn a lot in every game. But when you win a close one, maybe you get to determine a little bit more about the guts of your team if you're the head coach.
It gives you much more than a snapshot now, doesn't it? You get to see the full picture of who your team is, and especially individuals and how they handle pressure situations.
And then moving forward, you have the confidence that late